Good evening, gardeners. It's me, Gardening Chick 101. We're going to get some rain today. According to the weather forecast, we're supposed to, here in Zone 7B, we're supposed to get some rain today, tomorrow, and Saturday. I don't know how much rain, but if I were you, I would capture some of this rain. Don't know how much it's going to be, but if you do not have a rain bucket, it would be a good idea for you to buy you a cooler that's dedicated, a water cooler, a camping cooler, or some kind of cooler that you're going to dedicate to your garden for catching rainwater. I don't know what it is other than God and his infinite wisdom, but rainwater especially, I know it's not spring, but early spring rainwater does wonders for your plants. I'm telling you what I know. And I always say, I'm not a professional gardener, I'm not a master gardener, but I am a dedicated and committed gardener. I've made lots of mistakes, trial and error, but I'm telling you, save you some rainwater. You can even get you one of those old school styrofoam coolers, but save you some rainwater. I use rainwater. Sometimes I mix it with blood meal. Sometimes I mix it with Epsom salt. I even mix it with peroxide, whatever my plants need at the time. I use that rainwater, and I even use it with my cold pressed neem oil. And I know I might be throwing out some terms out here for new gardeners, and if you have a question about them, ask me. I don't mind telling you. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, rainwater. So we want to start saving that rainwater. So just buy you a dedicated cooler just for that. Not for picnics, not for the soccer game, not for the picnic. One just for your garden. All right, so that's the one thing we're going to do. So tonight, what I'm going to do is plant onion bulbs and seed potatoes. We harvested potatoes last year. Maybe about 3 or 4 times we harvested potatoes. And child, you talking about some good potato salad and mashed potatoes. So anyway, on our last harvest, we did not cook those potatoes. I saved those potatoes to replant as my seed potatoes this year. I'm going to try something new that I saw somebody do. They planted a whole potato, child. A whole potato that had eyes already. So I'm going to try that in a test bucket. Now I do use grow bags. I use 10-gallon grow bags. Sometimes I use the ones with the pockets. Sometimes I don't. Just depends on how many bags I have and how much I'm going to put in the bags, if that makes sense. Sometimes I put my bell peppers in a bag. Sometimes I put my eggplant in a bag. But here's my bag here, and it has a pocket. And I've got some other bags over here that don't have pockets. And they're bigger bags. Well, anyway, so this is what I'm telling you to do with your grow bags. If you think that you're not going to water regularly and you're planting multiple plants in your grow bags, for example, in my potato grow bags, I put in nasturtium and bush beans and marigolds. I put all of that in that grow bag, and they are all companions, so they benefit each other. And what I put in the bottom, let me see, I should have brought a tripod out here. But you see that that plastic reservoir in there? I put those plastic reservoirs in the bottom of my grow bag. It helps the plant to retain more moisture, but because this is a cloth bag and it's porous, your plants are still going to drain properly. But put in those in the bottom of your grow bag will help you to retain even more moisture in those bags for your plants, especially if you're growing multiple items in one bag. So that's my tip today. Take it or leave it. I've done it for years and I've never had a problem. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is sow onions. And onions are a cool weather plant, so you can, and they are hardy, which means they can withstand frost. I doubt that we have any more of the temperatures that sink down into the teens. I doubt we have any more of those this year, but we will get down into the 20s. So we're gonna, I want you to do that, but you can go ahead and sow your potato bulbs now, direct sow. You can go ahead and direct sow your carrots as well as radishes. We're going to go ahead and do that. So today we are doing potatoes, onions, radishes, and carrots. Are you ready? Come on. We said we were going to do this. Don't give up. I know you worked today, and I know you're a little bit tired. Just sow 2 bulbs. If you could just get 2 onion bulbs in the ground, you're doing well. Tomorrow, well, maybe not tomorrow because I had to get my hair done tomorrow, but in a couple of days, let's talk about repurposing old soil and soil amendments. If this is your first time gardening, then you don't have any old soil. But if you've been gardening for a year or more, you've probably got some old soil that you had left over from forever. Not forever, but you know what I'm saying. So we want to amend that soil because at this point you have grown vegetables in it, you've grown weeds, and all of the let's say nutritional value, the nutrients, the minerals are probably gone out of your soil, and it's just dirt at this point. So we want to talk, in a couple of days, we're going to talk about soil amendments and what I use. I use blood meal, and what that is blood and grind up bones, and worm castings, which is just what it is, worm castings. They put extra nutrients in your soil. Yes, they do. And as well as deterring some type of pests. I really like using the bone meal for my nightshades. And when I say nightshades, I mean tomatoes, bell peppers, eggplants. For those, and well, pretty much for any plant that flowers. Blood meal is good for that as well, but you don't want to use too much because you don't want to burn up your roots. But we'll talk about that in a couple of days. In addition to those 2 soil amenities, we're also going to look into using black cow. Buffy always wants to talk when I'm on here. She make me sick. Okay, so we want to look into using some black cow. Right now, Lowe's has their brand of vegetable gardening soil on sale, 3 bags for $10. And I think it's 1.5 or 1 cubic foot, which is really good. And I've had good luck with the Lowe's Stay Green brand. Actually, I prefer it to Miracle Grow and, you know, other soils. And probably just because I add some extra things in to make the soil good, because I'm telling you, if your soil is not good, then your yield is not going to be good at harvest time. But anyway, it's about to get dark. The street lights are not coming on, but the solar lights are coming on. So I want to go ahead and get something done. If you have any questions, hit me up and let me know. Oh, yeah. If you started your plants with Coco Coir or just regular potting mix, that's good for now. It's good for now, and it's good for your seedlings, but that's not enough. nutrients and minerals in Coco Coir or potting mix to sustain your vegetables. So you can go ahead and start with that just to get your seedlings going, but we're going to use something a lot better than that. But we'll talk about it in a couple of days. I got a lot to do. All right, so be blessed. Keep growing, okay? Don't give up. All right, everybody, these are my seed potatoes from last year. Yes, last year. I might have harvested these potatoes back in October, maybe, and I've kept them in a box in a cool area in my laundry room, as a matter of fact, in this cardboard box. Yesterday I did spray them with some water and just a little bit of hydrogen peroxide to give them a little bit of oxygen. And believe it or not, they look a lot better today than they did yesterday. And then I had them out in the sun today. So they are looking a lot better than they did at first, but I think they're still viable. So when we plant, we're going to make sure this bud side is up and just stick them in the soil, not too deep. We don't want to put them in too deep, but we're going to go ahead and put these in our soil. And I'm thinking that I may put maybe 4 of these in a 10-gallon bag. I don't want to put any more than that because I am going to, later on in the season, put in pole beans, nasturtium, and marigolds. Now I am going to go ahead and put the pole beans in with the potatoes. Pole beans, they will take probably about 10 days to germinate. I'm not going to use the ones that I've already started in the cups on the heating mat. I don't want to use those, but I'm going to put just the bean in. And it's maybe about 55 days to harvest for just regular bush beans. I'm going to go ahead and plant the marigold seeds, but not the nasturtium. Nasturtium grows fast. They'll germinate in about 7 days, but in about 25 days, you'll have the full plant and flower. And it's way too soon to plant those seeds because they grow so fast. But I am going to go ahead and put in a few radishes as well. Radishes are also a fast growing plant. You will see radishes start to come up in about 3 or 4 days, no longer than 7 days. If we planted radish today, with the rain coming up, in about 4 days, they will have broken the soil, and that's without being on a heat mat. We talked about radishes being a sacrificial plant, and when I say sacrificial plant, I try to plant in radishes so that certain pests will eat the radishes and leave my other vegetables alone. So let's talk about that as well, maybe in a few days. I don't want to overwhelm you, especially if you're a new gardener. Yeah, that's all I got for right now. We're going to go ahead and get these potatoes in and keep it moving.